video, I'm wanting to kind of share how I identify fears and limitations and lack-based belief systems that essentially no longer serve me, or in this case us, and just a bit of a background on how this kind of all fits together. So essentially, yeah, when we're growing up before our mid-teens or early teens, our brains are incredibly malleable, and kind of any experiences we have really entrench themselves in our brains, and those get carried forward when we're older and become a belief system that essentially really stick with us. So uncomfortable or unhealthy experiences growing up form as part of a very strong neural pathway within our brain, and then again, you know, as we become adults, those same belief systems or neural pathways are very entrenched there. It's far easier to create and remove or change neural pathways when we're younger. But when we're older, it's a lot more of a challenge to kind of change them, and that's where these tools really come in. So essentially we can have experiences when we are younger around rejections or self-doubt or guilt or obligation, or that we're not good enough, or, you know, expectations, or being left out, or not standing up for ourselves, or not speaking our minds, or something, you know, anything along those kind of lines, where whether it's something that someone said or someone did to us, or any situation, it really that memory entrenches itself into our neural pathways. And then we carry these belief systems forward into our adult life. And in many cases in our adult life, these situations aren't valid. Even when we were children, they might not have been valid. They might have been just someone's opinion, or someone was angry and we experienced it in a certain way, but it really became a part of our belief system as an adult now. And far more difficult to change. So an example could be we get chased by a dog or something growing up, and then, you know, for the rest of our lives or many, many years thereafter, we have this fear of all dogs. And again, these belief systems really affect us every single day of our lives in terms of the decisions we make and the actions we take, in terms of our physical reality, as well as our interactions with other people. Yeah, as I shared in the intro video, for me these days, life is very much about checking into my physical environment as well as my sort of body in terms of what I'm feeling and emotions. And on a physical level, it's very much about asking what is working out, what's not working out. And in terms of the body, it's like, what emotions am I feeling? Have I got physical pain in my body, any form of discomfort? And again, these are really sort of my compass in life. This is how I navigate life, and I identify what needs to change. So in our physical reality, if something's not working out and we're doing our best, to me it means that it's maybe not meant to happen, whatever we are trying to do, or at least it's not meant to happen yet, or there's some belief system blocking us. So with muscle checking, we're able to identify what that belief system is, if it is a belief system, or we can even ask if it is a belief system that's blocking us. So we could ask questions like, should I be doing whatever it is that's not working out? Should I be doing this now? Should I do it in the future rather? Is this healthy for me? I mean, maybe this experience or this thing you're trying to do isn't healthy for you. Am I pushing too hard? Is there a belief system that's blocking me? And if it is a belief system blocking me, then one can start trying to identify what the belief system that's blocking one is. An example is it a belief system that I'm not good enough that's blocking me? These are all muscle checking questions, just to kind of identify what this belief system is. And kind of just feel into what you think it might be, what could it be? And it's kind of a process of elimination. Then one can ask questions like, is this belief system, whatever it is, holding me back? Is this belief system serving me? is this belief system from love? Just ask around these sort of questions. And should I remove this belief system is another question one can ask. Just ask around and kind of anything that comes up and see where it takes you. And if it is a belief system that you're able to identify that no longer serves you and isn't from love, then do one of the mind shift processes. There's videos on that as well in the tools section. And I find generally that I notice a shift. Yet if it's a belief system that's very well entrenched, one might need to repeat, the mind shift tool a few times or whatever. Just keep going until that belief system isn't holding you back anymore. For me, we are meant to be beings of love, so anything that is not from love doesn't belong with us. So in terms of a more feeling and emotion-based side of things, if something doesn't feel loving or peaceful, it's a case of trying to identify what's causing the emotional feeling. As an example, are we in an unhealthy environment? Is there a danger or a threat that's really present? If the feeling is valid and serving us, then generally we need to take an action in the physical form by saying something or changing something. Yet, if we are in a healthy environment and a safe environment, and again, we can muscle check all of these questions if we're not sure ourselves, if it's not like a very obvious thing, like, am I in a safe or healthy environment, like to actually muscle check those. Am I doing my best, my 100%? Or am I pushing, or am I slacking? These are all questions we can ask ourselves through muscle checking. Then, is it a fear or a limitation? Then I often ask questions along the lines of, is it lack causing this feeling? Is it rejection that's causing this feeling? Is it abandonment that's causing this feeling? Or, any other sort of possible unhealthy belief systems that could be causing this feeling. And when we get a yes, then we can ask questions around, is this belief system from love once you find out what it is? Is it serving us? And then should I remove this belief system? That would probably be a yes. So once we've identified what this theme is or what the belief system is that's holding us back, we can do a mind shift mantra or meditation or one of those mind shift tools. And if it's a belief system that's very deeply entrenched, one might need to repeat the mind shift tool around it a few times. So there is something that I've been playing with recently that I haven't quite clarified, but I'm going to share this anyway. So I sometimes think that we call something, an example being insecurities. We can say I'm insecure, but I actually feel insecure in itself is made up of other belief systems inside that. An example being that I'm not good enough, or self-doubt, or that I'm not worthy, or a fear of rejection, or something like that. So to do a mind shift around insecurities might not work. It's more a case of trying to dig a bit deeper than that and really going into, like, is it that I'm not feeling good enough? Is it that I've got self-doubt running? Is it that I feel I'm not worthy? Is it that I feel a fear of rejection? And the same thing with the concept of jealousy. Like, we call something jealous, but often I believe if we unpack that, we might find that actually jealousy is made up of things like, again, am I not good enough? Am I not worthy? The fear of loss, the fear of rejection, a fear of inadequacy. So to really, when you're trying to identify what these themes are, to really try and go in as deep as you kind of can. I mean, I have done mind shift things around jealousy and insecurities in the past, and it definitely doesn't harm. But sometimes I think that one can go deeper than that and get to more of the essence of what that belief system is that's not serving us. Again, just experiment and just play and just try and go as deep as you kind of can. And again, if our intention is love, like, I don't think we can go wrong. We could maybe identify a theme more accurately and kind of shift more quickly, but we're not going to do any harm by maybe not identifying it as deeply as we could and, you know, doing the mind shift on it. We are going to improve ourselves whatever we do a mind shift on. Obviously, if it's a, you know, something that's not from love that we're trying to remove. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at this in this video, and yeah, all the best.